Happy Dia de la Independencia. Yeah. What's up? Hey James, how you doing? All right. So, I am trying this. We'll see what happens. No guarantees. I've adjusted a whole bunch of settings. Uh well, I had the settings adjusted. So, we'll see what happens. Indeed, Chris. Are you still out doing your POTA? Are you back on the way home now? Because I know Jimmy's out there and Black Swamp Radio is out there. Because I saw Sandy spotted with a comment of 3 ops plus BSR. So yeah, same here, except not really. I literally just walked in the door, sat down, and hit the go live button, and the wrong go live button got hit. So we'll see what happens here. I'm watching my task manager. It's bouncing back and forth between CPU and network being the issues today. So we'll see what happens. I am I am testing the buffering, so we shall see. Let's see here. What is the latest POTA spot according to my app? The latest POTA spot is, well, that can't be right. That can't be right. We're not even up to 16:32 local time. Well, okay then. Well, I guess that's it. Yes, happy kick out the British Day. Absolutely. So, hopefully, we have a Hollywood in here. I know I saw him, well, I see him in chat as of a half hour ago. Hollywood, I want to know, as you say, let's see here. Yeah, it's doing the auto translate thing. You said hola, and it's saying hello. So I want to see how the audio is. But I'm doing something weird. This is gonna be freaky. Don't chat. Chat. Don't freak out now, okay? This gonna be freaky though. That's a side view of me. Whoop. See? Side view. Oh, and there goes the buffering. Okay, and there's the CPU overloaded there. So let me kill this down. Where was that setting? Right here. Let's bring that down to like 100 kilobits per second and see what that does. Yeah, that's side view Frank over there. What's great though is there's just enough grains. I mean, you can see a little bit of the sound foam up here in this corner, but there's just enough green screen to cover everything else up. But let's see. Okay, so I went back to buffering. So if I come back over here, what does this do? What does this do, chat? Does this come back to no more buffering? Because right now I'm still seeing an error on the widget, but let's see here. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. As such, viewers will experience buffering. So, chat, you tell me how is the buffer? Is the buffer buffering? Or is it not buffering the buffer? What's the buffer on the buffer? Everything has been fine for me here. Looks good to me. Okay. Well, that is promising. Let's see. I am set up live on my telefono. Right there. Let me go into live chat. Everything has been good. Okay. Even when I switch scenes, James. Yeah, so even when I switch to 2 francs. Yeah, can you imagine that? 2 francs, and if I got Tank Radio on here, it'd be 3 francs because there's one, two, and then if I had Tank on here. Okay, so the buffering message has gone away, but it says that the stream's current bit rate is higher than the recommended bit rate. So maybe I put that too high now. But yeah, okay. So my phone stopped going live there about 6 seconds ago. It buffered on me there. So maybe, and my phone's on a different network than this is. So that looked good from here. Okay, I'm not seeing no CPU overload in my sharing studio, so that's good. Task Manager is saying I'm 100% network usage though. So if I go to overhead. Oh yeah, okay. Let me bring this down here. So you can see Task Manager's not very happy right now. Hey Andy, welcome. Thank you. Yeah, happy 4th. Absolutely. Oh boy. Okay, so yeah, that is not. Oh, of course it's doing the Video Ninja inside video. Let me fix that. There we go. Yeah, those numbers are not very happy right now. I can tell that right there. They are not very happy. What is with the second Discord thing? Oh, okay. Let me get rid of that. That might help a little bit. All the duplicates of stuff. Yeah. Let me shrink up Task Manager a little here. Let's see. Instead of resizing the screen, I'm just shrinking up Task Manager. I love it. Yeah, there we go. That's better. But yeah, 91%, 88%, 100% network. Yeah, so I'm you can pop in, pop out, whatever. I'm just sitting here trying to figure out what, if anything, happens. So I'm watching YouTube Studio over on the iMac like I always do, and trying to see if I get any more of those nasty little yellow messages saying you may experience buffering. But I also have, where is it? Here it is. I also had up, and I need to reopen it. And we'll go back, screen share, top right. Come on, there we go. And I'll bring Video Ninja in here and turn off that one. That way it's a mini double here in the corner, just so I can push all the resources possible. I was listening to a handful of stations today, so let's see if they have. Let's see. Oh, of course, this time I have to hit audio start. Let's turn that down. Let's see here. The last spot, 20 minutes ago, puts Jimmy on 14,232. Let's just take a quick listen there. Yeah, right, James? Yeah, definitely some liquid cooling with mineral oil or something. Or, you know, just get a better used computer. But yeah, no, I literally set this up so I could come over here. Woo! You get side frank now. You get side frank this way and main frank this way. That way I can, oh yeah, it did a little buffering there. I don't know when. Oh, it's currently buffering. It is currently buffering, chat. That is, Okay. Boy. Oh boy. Okay, so I am going to come back over here to just that screen. And we're just going to kill that. Because unfortunately, my FT710 is not seeing jack of anything. So, yeah. Oh, you saw that, Andy. So it was a hot tip given to me from a very big ham tuber. Said for this specific guest portal stuff to use Edge for it because it was the best browser for it overall. You know, yeah, Edge isn't great for other stuff, but yeah, this is the one thing Edge is good for. So that's why Edge is being used. Apparently, are we still buffering here, chat? Because I'm still seeing a message over on the studio side. Yep. Okay. Yep. Error, 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 error. Starting to sound like my hard disk sometimes. Error, 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 error. Yeah. Okay, I'll cut that out. Let's just come back up to here real quick and see if the buffering goes away. And if it goes away, I'll go back to what's there? Open widget. Yeah, okay. By the way, James, if you're still in chat, have you heard anything from the island today? Because Tim's been awfully quiet, Nicole's been awfully quiet, and Tim's been pinged a couple times in a couple different discords. So I just want to make sure, see if you've heard anything or not. Well, it's saying I'm still pulling buffering there, so we'll just switch back over to this then. Okay. Yeah, I haven't heard anything either, and the only way I have to reach Tim is either HF if we're working and the conditions were right, or Discord. So I don't think they're having a good time right now. Let's see here. All right, so I do have Discord open. I am running in Discord today. So, unlike yesterday, I am running Discord along with the whole guest thing. And see, this is where things get complicated. My guests are over here on screen, but for me, they're over here. So, I have to be careful which way I point and how I point. Jeez, the buffering got all of you guys. I went from having like 6 of you watching to one person watching. I guess nobody wanted to watch me suffer and moan and groan about buffering. I mean, it's okay. I'm not surprised, but I'm going to push this through to, about the 2 hour mark if I can. My internal CPU on OBS says I'm running cooler than I normally have been, so that's good. However, Task Manager heavily disagrees with that. So we shall see how things all work out here. Maybe YouTube Studio is just behind the time here. Let's see. Oh, the second camera is behind? Yeah, I know. It's a latency issue between the two computers, Andy. What's funny is it's network to network. Why do I have all of that turned on? I do not want all of that turned on. Settings, reply commands. Of course, this is going to hog up even more resources for a second. Turn off that reply command. There we go. Alright, so 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not too bad. 4, 3, 2, 1. Yeah, it's about 3 milliseconds behind Andy. Not horrible, but yeah, enough to be noticeable, absolutely. Alright, let me look at YouTube Studio here. Let me just hit refresh on the YouTube Studio side of things. I love it. It says, connect your encoder to go live. YouTube Studio, I am live. What are you talking about? Alright, it's still saying there's an error. Error. We will delete. Must delete, Frank. Yes, I'm being funny. Oh, there's some buffering, because I watched the spinny circle. Well, this is interesting. I thought I had it all cleaned up, but apparently not. Let's come back over here. Alright, we're back over here. I'm going to disconnect my video going that way. Let's see if YouTube becomes a little happier with this now. Because this is quite interesting. Yeah, okay, so my CPU percentage has gone down a little bit in Task Manager, but my network is still screaming at 95 megabits per second. 100% network usage. How many pages I have open? Not much, Andy. So, okay. On this computer... Here, let me move this so I can have everything on all the screens. So, on this screen, I have Task Manager and Chat. On this screen, why didn't it open? Top left. Yeah, it's there. There we go. I have Discord. And then, of course, OBS. And then the guest stream input here. And then I have, yeah. So, not a whole lot. But OBS does have a lot of background stuff running so that I can quickly switch between scenes and not have any droppage in stuff that comes up. You know, because some of this stuff, if I tell it to disable and then I go to bring it up, it's going to take forever to bring it up, and it's going to and then it's going to pull it down. Hey, Brian. Yeah, so I'm down to 24 frames per second, but it's set. So even though I have it set for 24 frames a second, it's pushing it at 30. But I am not pushing out at 1080 today. Today I am. I was just there. Screen share, bottom left. So let's see. Yeah, sort of be able to see that right here. Let's see. Now this is the problem. If I change my screen size for that, it's going to bump everything around. So right here, where my mouse is, you'll see it says 1280 by 720 on the output side. So I'm only sending 720 out today. Yeah, James, I don't think Jeff would like that because he's the 8-bit guy. So, yeah. So, Andy, I don't have a lot open. I literally have one browser window thing open. And yeah, it's absolutely nuts. Let's hear. Just gather up all your Macs, PCs, and Raspberry Pis and run some distributed computing power to make yourself a mini supercomputer. Problem solved. I have a Pi 3, this 2021 iMac, Windows 7 and 10 computers for PCs. One Windows 7, two Windows 10s. And then the server stuff, which is like NT stuff downstairs, James. So, yeah. So that's actually the funny thing about it, Brian. It's supposed to be the exact opposite in OBS. It's supposed to use less power to scale it with the way I have the constant bit rate, the frames per second, and the CPU loading set up. It's supposed to be completely opposite of that and not as powerful. I don't know what the right word for it is. My brain is mush right now. So yeah, that's it's supposed to be the exact opposite of what you would think. Speaking of mush, I just brought some food. I think that, let's see. Yeah, grits. Grits and bacon. So, I may kill this stream real quick, do a couple changes, and come right back up, because unfortunately that's what I have to do in order to make changes. So if I come back over here in yes, I have, Brian, because that is... No worries, James. Thanks for sticking around for a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to be testing. So you'll see a bunch of notifications from me today. So if you don't want to see notifications, shut everything off. And so, Brian, to your point here, the video encoder here on the output, this line right here, come on, mouse, there we go. That line right there, that is telling OBS to use my GPU and not my CPU. If I were to... I'm gonna risk something. I'm gonna risk something here for this. Is it gonna let me? Is it gonna let me? No, it's not. Huh, okay. I was gonna see if I could open a second version of OBS, but yeah, it's not letting me. But yeah, this line right here where it says NVIDIA NVENC for NV encoder H264, that is where I tell it to use the GPU, not the CPU. But to change any of these other settings, except for stuff like this, like I can change the bit rate down to 4K, and that might help. Right on that screen, you have the rescale output disabled. So that is for inside OBS. To go out to streaming, it's the output scaled resolution on the video side here. This is the one that will pump out, whether it be 720, 1080, or something else. And that's something I can't change while live streaming. Although the buffering message did just go away. Let's see what happens. Maybe I just had to bring my bit rate down to 4,000 kilobits. So if I can highlight it, I can change it. Or, if I can select it, I can change it. If it's like this, I can't change it while live. You're here because you're not all there. Hey, Hollywood, I got one for you. Let me go back to main zoom here. Let me make sure I'm in frame here. So I have the settings. There we go. Bacon and grits for lunch. How's that, Hollywood? Bacon and grits. All right. Bring this back down here. So I am now no longer seeing any buffering at all, which is interesting. Put the microphone back where it belongs. So, chat, you tell me. Make sure you hit that live button just in case. And tell me if you see any buffering happening at all. Because if I just solved it by dropping the CBR, I'm going to be... I don't know what I'm going to be, but happy is not one of the things I will be. How's that? I will leave it at that. And Hollywood, I do want your input now that I'm solo bolo here. I want your input on how things are sounding. What's my CPU usage? So it's, let's see. It can be very, very hard to see. But if you look right down here, and I cannot plus that up, unfortunately, it says I'm using 22.6% CPU in OBS. But if I come over to actual Task Manager, I'm using 70 to 80% CPU and 100% network at this point. It's been going back and forth between CPU and network as to which one it wants to balance out at. Yeah, Brian, less disappointed. That's it. Yeah, less disappointed. Because I want to push as much high quality as I can to you guys. And, so that there's not, Frank's potato camming. Well, it's a little hard to be not potato camming when I'm buffering, right? So I'm trying to find that nice, even balance. And, yes, that is a, there we go. That is a second me. All right, so if I turn on my video for that, where is... I turn on... There we go. Okay. So now guest Frank can see actual Frank again if I look over at the iMac. Actually, yeah. We're going to have big inception here. So this is what the iMac's seeing right now. I have Studio open and then... Let's see which way. There we go. Here. I have Studio open right here. That's this thing on the left side. And then I have Video Ninja open behind it so that I have the guest and Frank back. So yes, I am watching in triplicate across devices here. So let's go back to just plain old Video Ninja with chat. And let's see here. Yeah, Windows as the base operating system is a challenge for sure, Brian. Don't get me wrong. I do not like Windows. I think everybody already knows that. If I could be streaming over on iMac, I would be. But unfortunately, I can't. We've tried that, and it doesn't work on that computer. I told it to disable this message. Whatever. Nightbot being Nightbot today. Where's John when you need him to yell at Nightbot? But yeah, if I could be streaming off the iMac, absolutely. Let's hear. Okay, 70 to 80% in Windows is about right. I see no buffers now. Don't worry about quality image. We're here for the content, not 4K. Some are watching on cell phones. Yeah, that is true, Hollywood. Some are watching on cell phones, absolutely. But then there's the people that are watching on 80-inch TVs hung on the wall. And if I look like a potato cam to them, well, they're not going to watch much anymore, are they? So that's why I'm, hit and miss. And then you say, audio is fine, I hear the fan, but it's not bad, leave it alone. So if I turn the fan off, there should be like almost zero hum on my signal because the power, can I even point? Yes, the power supply is down there 6 feet away from the mixer, which is right here. So let's see. Mixer is right there. Oh, heck. We'll do it this way. Let's see. Is this going to magnet mount like it did over there? No. Okay. Screen share, overhead. Come on, is it going to turn? Oh, yeah. Okay. So, ignore the messy cables, chat. Mixer's right there. Hold on. Where's FrankBot? Where's FrankBot? I need FrankBot. Where's FrankBot? I don't know, chat. I can't find... There's FrankBot. Okay. So, mixer's right there. Power supply is that way by 6 feet. So, boop. Let's go up. VDO. And I'm already getting too hot, so... AC back on. Potato cam always looks better than a frozen image. Yeah, that is true. Okay, so since I turned the bitrate down, have we seen any buffering? Because I've gotten 0 messages. 0. Zilch. Nothing in... Yeah, I haven't seen any messages from YouTube in a while now. Take the needs of many outweigh the needs of few view. How many more people use mobile device screens than regular desktop screens versus giant TVs? Good point, Brian. That is true. No buffering lately since that 4,000 bit rate setting. Chat, did we just fix it? Chat, did we just fix this? I'm sorry, what? If it was just that, I am gonna be... Yeah. You hear a hum, but it... Okay, hold on. Where's my... There we go. I hear a hum, but it's 10% of the fan noise. I had to turn my speakers up to max to detect it. It's good enough for FM broadcast. Don't overthink it. It's good for now. Cool. So, Dawn... Yeah, okay. Dawn, if you're watching, I know you're chasing 13 colonies right now, Dawn, but if you happen to watch this, no hum. No hum equals good. Okay, let's see if I can... Where... Oh, boy. Hold on. My computer decided to... Oh, wait a second. Yeah... OBS finally decided to say, hey, you already have OBS running and we can't open a second one. But it didn't pop the notification up for me. Come on, where's that notification? There it is. Cancel. There we go. Okay, so now it's not going to do that anymore. Yeah, I'm at 90, 87 CPU usage. Yeah, okay. So Hollywood, I'm gonna get it from chat for this one. I already know that. I do not have 90 70 FPS. I do not have 4K. 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 I do not have 4 antivirus on the local level. I have it on the network level. So you don't get antivirus. Oh, on my PC, you don't get antivirus on the local level. It's not on this PC at all. It is at the network level. And that's how I try and keep it because, well, yeah. That way it covers everything, not just one item. Let's see. I'm trying to pull up another test. I'm trying to stress test the system as much as I possibly can. So let me try and stress test this. Is this going to do this way, or is this going to do this another way? This is... Come on, where are you? Oh, what? Huh? Okay, hold on just a second, chat. Okay. NDI. Oh, yeah. And NDI doesn't like it when I'm not connected to a Wi-Fi network. Let me fix that. Connect to the Wi-Fi. Oh, William Andrews, thank you for the $4.99 super chat. Fantastic. So, chat, we're getting there for the 250 goal. We're just over $10 in now. All right, NDI start screen capture, start broadcast. And then if I come over here and I go to... Let me just make sure I have a good folder open. There we go. iPhone. Are you going to do the thing, OBS? OBS is not doing the thing. I told it to do the thing. There we... Sort of? Okay. That's not the one I wanted, OBS. I don't want the overhead capture, but okay. Let's turn on that and... Yeah, there we go. Now where's... Oh, because the phone went to sleep. I guess it would be helpful if the phone didn't go to sleep, chat, for this to work, right? Yeah? Alright, broadcast is started. Let's go into the folder. There we go. Alright, and I'm not seeing any... Come on. There we go. Okay. Alright, let's go into... Oh, look, you see one of the mini photos I've taken. Let's go into Soda Goat. Let's look at Tracker. Select Summit. East Pritchard's Peak. I'm 3 miles away, and I'm 1,400 feet below the activation zone. Let's look at spots. Okay, a little sluggish there on the scroll, but okay. Let's look at the map. Yeah, a little delayed on the uptake there, but not anything I would complain too much about. It's doing the thing that I want it to do to begin with. Ah, Ziggy! Come on, let's switch back over to this so that my OBS maybe behaves a little bit. Come on, get the mouse. There we go. Thank you, Ziggy. So this time it's not the audio devices, Ziggy. It is the computer itself. I'm trying to stress test the whole computer. And so far, we haven't had any more buffering since I changed the bit rate. But thank you for the $7.50, $7.75. I love it. I love it, Ziggy. How you doing, my man? Happy 4th to you. Hopefully you and the kids are having fun with fireworks today or something. Alright, so let's go back to Video Ninja, because that's what... Oh, yeah, I am doing... Oh, that is super delayed now, but I am doing guest views as well. Trying to make sure everything runs smoothly there and all that fun jazz. Disable USB cameras when not in use in OBS. So, Ziggy, that's a fun fact about that. I've taken most of my skills from learning from the bigger ham tubers along that use OBS, along with online videos from YouTube and whatnot. Hold on. And yeah, Big Frank over there is buffering for sure. Absolutely, Hollywood. And one of them taught me early on in my streaming when I had that really, really bad computer. Make sure everything in OBS stays on. That way you can just easily hot switch scenes, as long as your Stream Deck behaves, to whichever scene you want. If the Stream Deck will behave. Anyway, yeah. Or you can just manually click it. And that way everything stays live and active and reactive. Oh, Gray Man, you're. By the way, I love the icon. Happy Treason Day. Yeah, absolutely. And no, I'm pointing just fine. That's Guest Frank over there. Yeah, okay, so that Frank there, Ziggy, that's a totally different computer right there. That is, for some reason, my Stream Deck has been... Well, it's not that. So let's turn that off since I have to do this manually right now. That is the iMac sitting over there. So that it's not that it's a second camera on here. The second camera is the overhead camera, which isn't on right now because I'm not in the scene. I'm vector pointing. Yeah, exactly. Vector point that way, vector point that way, vector point that way. And if you do that often enough, you get a dance move. What on Earth, Frank? Yeah, I am on Earth, Ziggy. Yeah, no. So I have the guest Frank, the sideways guest Frank there, is on the iMac right now. Right, Hollywood? Exactly. Remember, kids, when you point a finger at someone, you have 1, 2, 3 fingers pointing back at you. Absolutely. I was taught that very, very, very young in life. Absolutely. Yeah, so the buffering coming from over there, see, I pointed to the iMac instead of pointing to the physical screen. The slight buffer you see is just internet latency. That's all that is. And that's in the house, in the home network that these two computers are on. That's literally all that is. Right now, the big thing for today is the buffering was horrible last night. Hence, the keyword we used last night for James's giveaway was buffering. So I've been playing around. I got some settings set up. I thought I'd go live, see how they worked out, and it started off okay, and then the buffering started. And then at 12 3:30ish Eastern, I brought it from 10,000 kilobits per second down to 4,000 kilobits per second. And so far, knock on wood, let's see. So far, we've had no buffering issues. So that's the big key takeaway that I want here. My CPU, for it can struggle at 80+%. I don't care as long as the buffering isn't there. Because you go into a switch and out of the... Well, okay, technically, the way it's working is it goes into the switch, it goes up, it comes back down, and into the other computer. So, there's that micro milliseconds of buffering. What's my network percentage at? Ziggy, I'll show you, but you do not want to see that right now. 100%. And it has been pegged there. Because OBS is what I use to stream with, has been just shoving data out left and right. I have not seen it go below 100% at all. Especially after I did the constant bitrate switch. I literally has not gone down at all. So that's what my network percent is at. And let's see. Actually, we'll go back over there. Let's see our top right screen, and we'll just watch this for a minute. What is my internet upload speed, and what is my local network should be 1 gig. Whatever the top. I'm using Cat Sits, Brian, and I've been up since yesterday afternoon, so... See, now everybody's hitting me with the hard-hitting questions. Okay, let's go speed test. Let's go bottom right screen. Are you... Yeah, there we go. Yes, I don't at me about the ads. Just don't. Waiting for it to go. Now, mind you, this speed test is going to be skewed because I'm live streaming right now. So... But this is going to be absolutely skewed because of my live stream compared to what I'm used to. I have more than 5 megs up, so that's the bare minimum you need for live streaming is 5 megs up. I'm, what, 24 megs up? Average? Yeah, 24 megs up, so... We'll go back over to this screen. My Stream Deck didn't do what it was supposed to. There we go. Don't speed test. Too late, Ziggy. Already done. And I didn't get any buffering. That's fantastic. I did not see any buffering off of YouTube, so that's even better. Now, as far as what's on the network, this is a dedicated network just for me. I have the... It doesn't... Megabytes per second, Mbps. Not megabits, really? Of course, it wants to open up. Yes, I know I don't have ad blockers on here. Don't at me. Yeah, that's megabyte. Okay, hold on. Now you have me all confused because I was pretty sure that meant mega. Okay, megabits. It's still enough to stream. That's the only thing that's only the only thing that I have to worry about is that's still enough to stream, and that's the important part. And no, I'm not on fiber. I mean, hello. Did y'all see what I'm using? Um, yeah, that's actually faster than what the home network is. So, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. I'm not too worried about it. Yeah, Hollywood. I'm gonna blame it on being tired today. Quite honestly, I'm gonna blame it on being tired. Anyway, but yeah, no, it's enough to stream, and that's all that matters. You know, as far as this goes, that's just an internal problem, and that's just this one machine. I have four PCs, a Raspberry Pi, two Pi Stars, an iMac, two radios, uh, the 9700 and then the FT710, an NT machine, a Motorola repeater, my iPhone, my iPad, my two lights. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything. Oh, and then the Arden switch. So I have 17, 18 items on this network, except for the iPad and the iPhone. Everything else, and the lights, everything else is hardwired. So I'm not with Cat 6 wiring. So I'm not worried. I'm not worried about that. Hey, Sabir, how you doing? So I am using. Oh, can I get to it? No, I can't. I am using a limited older Netgear switch, Brian. So there is that limit to it as well. Yay, that's awesome because we changed some settings about a half hour ago now, and it's been solid so far. Let's see here. I say it's not the net that's causing the bottleneck, it's the PC that's streaming. That level on network and task manager should never be 100%. Exactly, Hollywood. It is 100% the PC and not anything to do with the network. That 100%. 100%. Okay, hold on. I'm not going to disconnect it, but I'm going to walk around to the other side of the studio here. All right, let me bring this up in a browser tab here. Oh, is it not that brand? Is it the other brand? Yeah, so I'm up to 200 megabits of bandwidth per port in full duplex mode. Because this is a Linksys Sierra Delta 216. Yes, it's an older switch, but it does the trick. And that's all that matters. Yeah, Tim, we've already been over that. Brian already, yeah, we've already been over that. If I had something newer on the Apple front, I would 100% be using OBS on the Apple front, and you would be seeing me from this view, not from this view. No, maybe still from this view, just wired up differently. But yes, I would. I would definitely here. Let's see. No, that's not the right one. Tim, I definitely would rather be on Apple, but that's just me. Yeah, verify Cloudflare, yes, blah, blah, blah. Verify, thank you. Successful verification, thank you. Let's get rid of all that chunk at the end. There we go. So, Siggy, this is what I'm using. Right there. That is exactly what I am using. Yes, I know it's no longer available. It works. It does the trick. And I'm, Ziggy, as it is, I'm years behind, and I've openly admitted this. I'm years behind on technology as it is, unless it's Apple-based to a degree. I mean, 2021 is my newest Apple desktop. My phone is a 2022, so, you know. Yeah, I know Hollywood, but I don't eat on stream. You don't see nothing in that link? Okay, hold on. I will open the link right here. Screen share, bottom right, which yes, hello, come on. Bottom right. There we go. This is what I'm using, Ziggy. This right here. It's in the link. And honestly, it hasn't done any, it hasn't given me any issues. So I'm not too worried, The so so what I would be worried about personally for me, what I would be worried about is why I'm screaming at 100% most of the time. Oh, look, it dropped a little bit. Why I'm screaming at 100% on the PC itself. That is what I would be concerned about. 10100s aside, that is my issue. Yeah, Hollywood, it's Starlink. It's newest and okay. Let me now we're gonna let me trying to see if I can find the exact specs on this. See, if Tim were in chat, other Tim, not Grayman Tim. Ziggy, yes, for like the fifth time. I'm that speed test, Starlink. Yes, I am 100% Starlink. I have been since February. So every stream you've caught of mine since like the end of February, I've been on Starlink. Absolutely. No, I did not want to click that. Go away. There we go. So, let's see. Let's just look at specs. Of course, it only wants to give the Wi-Fi specs, not the wired. Let's see if it has it in the actual... Yeah, it only wants to show me the Wi-Fi specs. It's not showing me the Ethernet specs. No, I haven't gone off the planet, Ziggy. I keep my 2 feet firmly planted on this ground because, well, yeah, I'm not about to go above that 15K. Nope. Tim, is that for you or for someone else? So what all makes sense then, Ziggy? Because for the most part, except for the buffering issue, which it looks like we have solidly solved at this point by changing the CBR in OBS, everything has been fine. Oh, yeah. Since the end of February. It goes straight up and right back down. Absolutely. You know, and there's been no issues with that as far as it goes. Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. You couldn't pay me enough to do that, Hollywood. No. You could not pay me enough for that. I'm still trying to find out. Ah, okay, so that's why I wasn't finding it. I was using the wrong number here. Okay, so yeah, it's 2 LAN ports at 1 gig. So that's what the Starlink has. See, I know it's similar. Let me air quote that enough for you. Similar to HF. It never is straight up and straight down. Yeah. No, I know that. Yeah, hour in and let's see, half hour now. Hour in total and half hour since I changed the CBR, and we haven't had any buffering. Holy cow. Okay. I think we solved it, chat. The whole networking debate in chat aside, I think we've solved the buffering. Okay, so with the switch I might not be, Ziggy, but with the router I definitely am, because the router is 1 gig capable. On the next nuggets. Hollywood, could you imagine? Could you imagine? And you've seen a little bit of the studio, Hollywood. Could you imagine? Yeah, that would be something. Absolutely. I have 0 drop frames, which is typical, but I'm also... I ain't Frank. What do you mean I ain't Frank? I'm pretty sure... I'm pretty sure I'm Frank. Yeah. I know I'm only as fast as my weakest link. I know that, Ziggy. And that switch, quite honestly, has served me well. It's served me well since it was new. So... and that's been a while. But that's because I'm also behind on technology, too, to a degree. I mean, come on, Ziggy. If we're going to go out with a bang here, especially on July 4th, if we're going to go out on bang, this is my overhead camera. It's literally a webcam, because why not? And this is my mixer board. Hollywood's very familiar with this. This is my mixer board. The Xenix 1204 USB. It's a great mixer board. It's analog. You know, okay, yes, it has a USB output to get to the computer, but otherwise it's analog. It does the trick. You did not have GigLink when you were in high school in '02. I was in high school in '02, Ziggy. There was no way we had GigLink then. No, no, no. There was no way we had that. It needs to be in the bin? Nah. It works. It does the thing, and yeah. See, that's the point. That's the big one there, Hollywood. Absolutely, because if we switch over to my radio screens, oh look, there is 0 signals on 20 meters because my brother has something on in his room that is wiping out everything. And I can go from 10 meters, 12 meters, 15 meters. Ziggy, I think Grayman left the chat. I think he went, oh no, enough is enough, and left the chat. 15, 17, 20, and here I'll add a little expansion there. 10, oh yeah, okay, and then 40. All of it. So, actually, Ziggy, you must have missed the update at some point there. I made a big update announcement yesterday during the live stream, but this past week at some point now, Monday, Tuesday, something like that, I had the chance to have my neighbor switch off his circuit breakers, which I thought were causing the problems. At the same time, I was able to, have my circuit switched off, and the noise went away. He brought his back, and only about 30% of the RFI overload came back. Only 30%. I turned on one specific circuit in my house, and the other 70% came right on in. And I got it narrowed down to, it's something on my brother's surge protector, and I don't know if it is Xbox, PC, the 2 monitors, or a couple other things that he has plugged into it. So, long story short, it is the surge protector down the hall that is causing my issues. And no, I do have an antenna. It's not a coax antenna. I am using the Poseidon. That is hooked up to the Poseidon right now, Ziggy. So I absolutely have one. Oh yeah, that was one of the things, and you can sort of wrong button. Whoops. Wrong button there. You can also sort of kind of see it on 40 as well. It's sort of kind of there on 40. But yeah, if we jump back up to 10, yeah, there's definitely, and that's coming from just down the hall. That's literally all that is. So. And Hollywood, as I told you about it, I'm going to have to wait until I get permission to figure more stuff out about it before I do anything. So, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But yeah, that was, that's the update for you, Ziggy. It wasn't all the neighbors' fault after all. Alright, so now that I've done that, let me bring this back up to 4K to video quality for video. I may do that in the future, Frank something else Hollywood. Yeah. Find those spikes and see if you can narrow them down. Absolutely. But yeah, okay, I can shut my phone down from screen capture for now since we stress tested that. Yeah. So no one's experienced any buffering at all in the last 40 minutes now, right? We've all been good? Because if that's the case, I almost want to play with the CBR a little more and see where exactly I cut out. What the exact limit is. Let's see. Because, yeah, if it's just the CBR rating, if I can just slowly increment it until I hit that limit, then I almost want to do that. Actually, yeah, let's do that. We're going to go up to 4,500 kilobits per second. All right, we're now pushing 4,500. Let's see if we run into any issues. Because if we don't, I'm going to absolutely love it. You saw one brief buffer, but you think all systems are go, even if they're on the cliff edge of failing. Okay, that works. I don't want to push it too hard, Hollywood, but I want to push it just, push it real good, just to the point that I'm right there. YouTube has suppressed me. How'd they suppress me? If you're talking about because it's putting out 720 instead of 1080, Ziggy, I did that myself. So I don't know if you were here when I was showing all these OBS settings. There we go. But I have video output set for 1280 at 720. My base canvas, what I have in OBS, is at 1080. But I'm forcing out 720. So, live versus shown link. There's what? Okay, so what suppression are you seeing, Ziggy? Help me out here, because if I want to, so. We're gonna come to this one. Just for everyone in general. I want to make this streaming experience so for every single time I go live, whether it's with guests, my Frank something else on Thursdays, my Fridays with Frank, random live streams in the middle of the week, I want to make it so that everything you see and hear is tip-top quality stuff up to the point just below. I want to get within that 2% range of my computer going, no, Frank, you're doing too much, back off. I want to get right to that 2% range. So if YouTube, if you see YouTube doing something and it's not normal, please let me know so that I can go in and fix stuff. Because if I don't know about it, I can't fix it, right? And that's why, I've based all of my settings and how I do things and where I do things and all of that on those that have done and done and done and done and done. Like, for example, Josh, Ham Radio Crash Course. He uses the same guest streaming stuff that I'm using right now, and I never had my settings 100% until he went, oh yeah, do this, 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 and this, and it worked perfectly. So, holiday streams, frankincense food streams, Frankenbeans, German beer drinking stream, Frankenstein. Just giving a few ideas. Hi, Paul. Happy 4th to you. Yeah, no, I don't think we're gonna do the drinking one. I think been there, done that. Have that T-shirt didn't work out too well last time I checked. So, yeah, I think we're gonna skip the Frankenstein part unless we're talking Dr. Frankenstein. Then sure, why not? At that point, yeah, let's go for it. And so that's why, with the guest streaming stuff, I use MS Edge because Josh said that was the best browser setup for it out of everything. So that's why I used it. Oh, hey! Okay, come on. Come on. Of course, my thing... Okay, so I think 4,000 is where I'm going to have to leave it, because my computer's not liking 4,500 there. Yeah, there we go. William Andrews, thank you for the $9.99 super chat on top of the earlier one. Fantastic. Thank you. Let's see. Hit the love button, Frank. Yeah, there we go. Frankenstein. Yeah. So we have, Ziggy, and it depends upon the name you want to call it. They are umbrellaed under the same thing effectively, even though they're not supposed to have monopoly. Comcast, Charter, Spectrum, they're basically the same company, just divided up across the country. That's what we have for home internet. And I was having issues not using this switch, by the way. I was directly hardwired to their router. I was having issues with their upload speed. And so that's one of many reasons why I moved away. For a while there, I was actually using my phone to provide the internet base to the streaming computer. Frau Blucher, yes. Mrs. Blucher. Hi, Sean. So, let's see. Stream is healthy. Oh, okay. So, at 11 past, so 5 minutes ago, I got an error saying, or a suggestion saying, the stream's current bit rate, 4862, is higher than the recommended bit rate. We recommend that you use a stream bit rate of 2500, which lowers it for all the other platforms as well. And then at 13 past, so 3 minutes ago, it says stream health is excellent. So, yeah, I think the 4K is where I'm going to leave it at. I think I'm just going to leave it at 4K and be done with it. So that means when EOD Tim gets back online, I can help update him as well. Because I gave him a whole bunch of settings to try out and work with. And, well, yeah, that... we'll see what happens there. So, how's everyone's 4th going as we get towards the bottom of the hour here? Alright, so check this out. You're at 12 megabits per second. Guess what a 1080 stream is up? It's up to 10 megabits. Okay. I ain't trying to 4K. That's the thing, Ziggy. I ain't trying to 4K. So, okay. So, the CBR rate... The CBR rate is the constant bit rate in OBS. It is Yeah, okay, so obviously you know how things work, but it is 4,000 kilobits, not kilobytes, kilobits per second. So it's not 4K. It's not 4K at all. And no, Paul, I'm not about the 4K. No. As it is, so this is 720 that I'm pushing right now. I could probably switch it up to the 1080, but I don't want to. Well, I could bring the stream down and then start a new one. Maybe I'll try Thursday's stream at 1080 and see what happens. Alien INET. That's a good one to. That's a good way to put it, Siggy. Alien INET. So maybe I will get a new Switch here in the future. At this moment in time, however, I have a list this long. I have a list this long of stuff I need to take care of, house-wise, family-wise, etc., before I can even dip into upgrading any more of this gear. I would love to have a faster computer. Siggy, I don't know if you heard it. I don't know if you heard it or not. This is an Intel Core i7 at 4790 at 3.6 gigs. That's my CPU. That is, I found out, thanks to Dawn, 12 years old. That is how far back in technology I am. When I got this Amazon Refurb, I went, oh, well, that sounds like a good one. I'll get that. I didn't even bother looking up, the fact that it was 12 years old. I honestly did not do it. It works. It does the thing that I need it to do for the most part. Yes, it struggles a little bit, but I think we've worked that out as far as the buffering goes, and that was my big thing, was why am I buffering so much? I'm not buffering. I haven't buffered in almost an hour now. Hollywood said there might have been a glimpse of a buffer, but it wasn't, it wasn't like it was last night. i7 is a great unit, first gen or 20th gen. So, it may be, but this is 12 years old. And it's a refurb. So, my next step, ideally my next step, upgrade the Mac over here. Yeah, this computer right here that you see Side Frank on. That's the iMac. I would upgrade that before I did anything with the PC side. Because quite honestly, I am Apple through and through. Having Windows was meant for gaming only. And I've had to expand that and make it into something I really didn't want to. I am that hard, staunch, old school. Apple is for everything except gaming. Windows is only good for gaming. That's all Windows is good for. Apple is great for everything else. Other than that, and unfortunately, I've had to bring Windows into, well, I do more on Windows than I really want to, i.e. the streaming. So, that's my big thing. Okay, so I may get a gigabit switch eventually, Ziggy. But as I said, there are higher family priorities that come first. Okay, most of you are married and or were married and or whatever, right? The old saying, happy wife, happy life. I'm not married. I'm single. I do, however, take care of my aging parents, my sibling, and a dog. So, in my case, it's happy house, happy life. I got to take care of the house stuff before I can take care of me. I know that's backwards, and I know it's counterintuitive to mental health status, but that is what I have to do. Happy house, happy mouse. Oh, yeah, well, this mouse isn't happy, Paul. Windows is great for anything? No, Paul. I'm sorry. Who taught you that? Yeah, no. Let's see here. I'm fixing my Switch by reducing your stream to 720. I was at 1080. And I thought today, until I got things worked out and figured out which particular setting was the biggest offender, hardware aside, I was looking at the software side of things. I wanted to find out what the biggest software offender was, and it was the bitrate. I had it set way too high, and that is why now that I have it down to the 4K bitrate, I'm doing so much better than what I was. I haven't had... It has literally been... So it was 3:30 Eastern. It is now almost 4:30 Eastern. And I have had maybe a blip, Hollywood said, of buffering, but nothing like it was yesterday. Hollywood, I don't know if you're still in chat. I don't know how long you were around for yesterday, because yesterday was just a blur for me at this point because of everything else. But today, the last hour compared to the 2-hour stream yesterday, I'm probably 99% better than I had been. Yeah, maybe. Hollywood, are you still in chat? Or did I lose you already? And so that's why I'm going with fixing things. Nothing like last night. That was a hot mess. Okay, so see? And so last night I had James, Quirky QRP, coming in through Video Ninja, which is what we use, for the guest stream. That's why I have this front view of me and then the side view of me, because I wanted a similar setup to what I had last night. Granted, it's mostly local-ish, so it's not a true idea, but video, the iMac here, is going up to the streaming server and then back down, so it goes... Video Ninja has the option to either run stuff all locally across, say James's computer and my computer, or James, Ziggy, Hollywood, and my computers, and then we all share the resources. Or Video Ninja has the ability to send everything up to one of their servers and then push it back down to the director view, which is this view here on this computer. Right now I have it enabled to go, and I've had it for a while, to go up to the server and then back down. And now that I have this worked out, so that's going out and then coming back into the system. Does that make sense? 750s for new gigabit switch. Well, thank you, Ziki. Yeah, after YouTube takes their cut, though, because YouTube's going to take their cut no matter what. So, yeah, that's going to be a YouTube thing, no matter what we say or do. Absolutely. But I hope the whole video thing makes sense. I know it might get the little confusing. I don't know. Oh, wow. Who knew a text stream? Come on. See, this is another problem, is my mouse doesn't want to go across that. There we go. No, not that. There we go. For the Apple, William Andrews says, thank you for the another $9.99 super chat there. Hit the little heart button. How many ports on the Switch do I need? 8 or 16? I have a 16-port Switch. Because I have, well, as I counted earlier, there's so absolute hardwired devices. The Motorola XPR repeater, the NT server downstairs, the 1, 2, 3 PCs under this desk, the Raspberry Pi, the 2 Pi Stars, the iMac. That's 9 right there. The Arden switch. And then, yeah. Oh, and then the 710 and 9700. So that's 12 ports right there. So Ziggy, that brings me, okay, so that brings me to a point. Let me see. Let me look. Uh-oh. My headphones, my in-ears just died. There we go. I think I punched a button. All right, so on the Starlink router, there are 2 Ethernet ports. And I'm trying to see. I'm looking it up right now. Here, I'll switch screens. Come on, screen share, bottom right. No, that's the bottom left, not the bottom right. Okay, well, I love it. It's not in English. Let's fix that. Okay. You're not gonna switch to the proper. There we go. All right. Let me clear that. All right, so this router has 2 built-in gigabit Ethernet LAN ports, along with the Wi-Fi. Let's see if this is the English version, maybe. Is this the right one? No. No, this isn't the right one. Hold on. Let me find. Oh, maybe this isn't going to tell me. The router tree has 2 LAN Ethernet ports. So they are both LAN ports. So I could theoretically. Yeah, here we go, right here. So I could theoretically plug this computer into the unused LAN port on the Starlink router and get gigabit speeds. So I could completely bypass the switch for just this computer. Now, to do that, I would have to do some rearranging here with the Cat6 cable. But I could do it because the router is up there on a shelf. What's there? Up there on a shelf facing an exterior wall, so that the Wi-Fi goes out where I need it to. But I could get the Cat6 up there directly from this computer. For the love of RF. For the love of RF, what, Ziggy? Ziggy, trust me. Yeah, this studio is a mess. I tried to clean it up. You can ask Hollywood privately, because I'm sure you have his info. You can ask him privately. I spent a good couple months redoing this whole studio, and it's still not 100% the way I want it. Okay, I may not need Cat6, but that's what I bought and that's what I use, because it's one of the newer Ethernet cables to use. So, Yes, dedicate the WinPC direct to the Starlink router with nothing else in line. The second port on the Starlink can go to the existing switch for the remaining less demanding devices. Okay, I'll Hollywood. I will rearrange because that's all behind this stuff here. I will easily rearrange stuff. It'll take me between now and Thursday. I'll probably finish it Thursday, like right before the live stream. But yeah, I can definitely do that. So, but my big thing is after I adjusted the CBR, we're going to come back over to guest view here. And I'm going to fix how pop chat looks because I really don't like that there. So we're going to bring that down here. There we go. That works. Okay. So my big thing was I wanted to solve, and Hollywood, hopefully you were there towards the end and you heard this last night. If not, there's team replay, everybody. I made a vow last night that I would work out getting the buffering to almost 99% gone in the rest of the year. Because I didn't know what it would take or, anything like that. And at this point in time, I have removed all buffering for the last hour. The first half hour, it got a little dicey there, but then I dropped the bit rate, and I've had no errors in the studio page. I've had no errors anywhere else. OBS has been relatively happy about it. And yeah, so I think I have solved the buffering issue. Can I tweak things to make things better, like moving the Ethernet cable for this computer to go directly to the Starlink router? Absolutely. Am I going to do that? Yes. As soon as I end this live stream, I'm probably going to, after I eat the now cold, the nice hard grits and bacon, I will get started on that. Absolutely. And will it take me another 5 days? Yeah, probably. But I will get that done because, as I said, I want everything to be as smooth and happy for everyone's viewing pleasure. Now, I do know there are some people, and I have seen the comments, and I just ignore them because, just water off a duck's back. There have been some comments that go, Frank, you should just give up. You're not fit for live streaming. You're not fit for video. Just go do something else. You shouldn't be showing yourself on video. Well, to those people, I say, yeah. Not water off a duck's back. I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. I'm going to have fun, but I want to make the viewing and the audio, and this is why I've worked so hard on the audio of Hollywood. I want to make everything absolutely perfect. Let me put this microphone back where it belongs. I have gone through great lengths here to make everything as smooth and as clean as I can for the live streaming experience, for not just easy use for me of, I just punch a button and things happen. No, I want it to be good for you guys, the viewers, because if it's not good for you guys, audio and video, you're not going to come back and watch stuff. You're not going to come back and, engage with the live streams. You just disappear. I've seen it happen on other channels. You just disappear into the literal ether. You're still around, just disappearing into the ether. And I do not want that for my channel. I mean, yeah, people are going to disappear, period. But if I can help get things to a better point where that doesn't happen as often or as much, then great. Absolutely great. Chat, do you have any Any comments on this? Or did I just kill everybody's uh juju? I don't know. Am I just rambling on at this point, chat? Probably. But hey, I'm having fun. I worked a lot out today. A lot got worked out, and I absolutely love it. And I'm not done yet. You know, I'm gonna sit here because I want to hit that 2 hour mark, and we're 22 minutes away. I want to hit that 2 hour mark for my live streaming because that's typically what an average live stream for me is. But I want to hit it and make sure that nothing else goes on with this. And yes, you're going to see pop-ups, but what I'm doing is I'm hitting the like button on everything. I hit the love button earlier. I wasn't able to hit the like button, and now I'm able to. So I wanted to go through and make sure that everybody got acknowledged. The monologue was good. Okay, good. I'm glad. Now, I'm wondering, with chat up, with Discord up, oh, okay, okay. We can do one better, my good sir. We can do one better. And there you go. if you still see that, because I just now saw that message, so I apologize if that's a little late there. Let me see if I can bring up just a regular SDR nearby. I'm going to bring up KPH because that's the close by one. And I'm going to see if it will just let me do KPH stuff without killing things too much. Alright, let's go 14,300 upper sideband. Because this is the one test I did not do yet. I'm going to turn that down. Screen share. Top right. Come on, go to top right. Oh boy, okay. There we go. Now, we have... I'm listening to, apparently, a very somewhat dead 20 meters. And this is at KPH. This is point raised. This is supposed to be one of the better receivers. Is the band really that bad right now? Like, there's nothing on 20 here. But they also have spikes, all constant stuff. Yeah! Yeah, I was just about to mention that, Hollywood. Yeah, KPH has QR Mary as well. Yeah. What I'm actually going to do is, where is that? We're going to unfilter this, because I have this filtered. Yeah, KPH has QR Mary as well. And 20 meters looks to be dead. So let's take a look around the bands. 21,400. Let's look at 15. There's still some QR Mary there, but not as bad. And let's look at 10 meters. Oh, yeah. I wonder, could there be something local? Because KPH isn't that far away from me. It's a 45-minute drive at best. Could there be something localized to, say, the Bay Area that is having this effect on SDRs? And, well, I already know I have my own issues. But could this be a... Huh. Let's see here. Let me... SDR... Where is... You would think I'd have everything all lined up, and I don't. Okay. Let's go look at Half Moon Bay.
Hello, old man.
Hello, Ziggy. Let me... Hold on a second. Yeah, I have your audio piped in. How you doing?
I can't hear you. That's unfortunate.
Oh no, hold on. Hold on. I'm not there. All right, now you should
I did the test through Video Ninja for my audio output. Oh, I think I hear something.
Yeah, now you should be able to hear me.
I hear you, Mike. I hear you, Mike Boom.
Yeah.
I hear you. How you doing, old man?
I'm doing good. What it is I had the audio on Video Ninja turned off for now. That's why you couldn't hear me at first.
Fair enough. Is there's an inverter array behind me? Do you hear that in the audio chain right now? Is it like awfully noisy?
Well, you have a great noise compressor on.
Is there a lot of noise coming from me?
Oh, there's a little bit when you're talking, but it's not horrible.
Okay, it's not horrible. That's what I'm going for. It's not horrible. Roger that. Yeah, so when I bought this house, which is over 100 years old, it was pre-wired with Cat 3 into every room, and that was kind of like, at the time, that was like the very rich man's telephone system, because you never know if you're going to have 1 or 4 telephone lines in a room.
Right.
And they all came to one place. Well, I went ahead and I just crimped, RJ45 ends, everywhere, and I put, recessed holes with couplers where I needed internet, because I know that even with Cat 3, you can pump gigabit over it. Will it achieve gigabit? Maybe 900 megs, kind of. There's a little bit of loss there because it's non-shielded, but we've got so far into gigabit over Ethernet that you can actually do gigabit pretty damn easily over even Cat 3. So I have never bought Cat 6 in my life, and I urge everybody that's hearing my voice right now to, if you've got money to do that, by all means, but no need to do that. That switch is killing you because you're at the ceiling of your throughput. And anything else that you're connected to with that switch, you're fighting for that extra 2 megabits. That's all that's left that little 100 megabit switch is capable of routing.
Fair enough.
Absolute bottleneck. Absolute bottleneck. Yeah, I'm over here just, pulling my eyebrows out over that one. The Starlink is a different issue, and I can't, coerce you to get fiber or, some kind of like cable modem service back again. I remember when Grouch was here and he had his Starlink, the latency between us and his throughput was like, it was half of the visit while he was here. We were trying to get him some kind of stable internet connection. I finally gave up and I bought a spool of Cat 5, and now he's got a wired connection to my gigabit switch for whenever he comes back again.
Oh, nice.
So so there's that.
So fiber's not a thing. Fiber's not a thing here yet for us, Siggy.
It's fine. And that's fine. It's not for me either. But I'm sure you have cable modem.
Yeah, we have Comcast, and or Spectrum.
So here's the argument,
Charter.
right? Why go off the planet when you have a Comcast or Spectrum or cable modem option? It does not make sense to me. I pay $40 a month for the basic internet service over cable modem, and I have a wonderful internet connection. Absolutely wonderful. They
So-
cap me at 800 MIPS, which is way more than I need. But you being capped at 12 MIPS because of a $20 hardware limitation, that's not acceptable.
So they were.
You should be in 1080, and the problem is you have OBS doing all this overhead processing at 1080 because all your video sources are 1080, right? So you're
Yeah.
just burning CPU cycles. If you want to stay where you're at, take all your cameras and bring them all down to 720 to match what you're uploading through your stream because of your $20, bottleneck here. Get
So-
a gigabit switch, man.
Today,
step
today both cameras, the guest view in video and my main camera, are at 720. Because I just brought everything
Okay, so
down.
you brought them
just
all
to-
down.
Yeah.
That alleviates a little bit of CPU crunching for your computer.
Still pretty high though.
Well, how many video sources do you have plugged in? I counted 4, but I'm sure there's more.
So I have the overhead camera and the
Uh-huh.
main me camera, but the overhead camera, the scene isn't active right now. So the whole
It doesn't
scene.
matter. No. Stop right there. It's always active. It's just not active on the screen. It's being processed. And
Right.
it's taking up CPU cycles. Yeah. That's a big misconception that I had to learn the hard way about OBS, is that all those video sources are, quote, online and being processed, ready to be dropped in at, the drop of a hat.
Oh, I know, and that's how
Okay,
it's
all right.
supposed to be done if you want the quick swap, like I was showing earlier. So if I were to go from this scene to this scene, that way things don't reload each time. And hold on a second, because I switched scenes, it killed your audio. So give me a second to come back over to this scene. There we go. Now I can hear you again.
Well, that's a that's a whole separate problem, is that you're doing audio routing within OBS. I myself do not. I keep it simple, and I don't go in and out of OBS. I only go into OBS. I don't depend on OBS for audio routing for me, because you get into situations like you just had. Anyway, that's a whole nother problem, and that's
Right.
a you thing, and I think you've got a very talented audio guy on the side there for stuff like that. But,
Oh, I do.
yeah. So, me personally, Frank, I urge you, go back to cable, get rid of that 10 MIPS switch, throw it in the trash can, or keep it. Hold on, or keep it and buy that $20 gigabit switch and just go internet, Frank, and then another patch cable back to that original 10 megabit switch, and just keep everything where it is. You don't have to necessarily throw it away.
So
You
when
just
I
need
had,
to get out of this 100 megabits hell that you're locked into.
so here's
And
the thing.
I guarantee you'll probably be able to go back to 1080 without problems.
When I was I had this computer before I got the Starlink set up. I had this computer hooked directly up to the Comcast modem because it has gigabit LANs on it.
Okay, and you had problems with Comcast. Is that
Yeah.
what you're about to tell me? Okay.
Yeah.
What were the problems?
I was not getting the upload speeds. I was barely.
Frank, you're not going to get anything better than 12 MIPS, brother. You're behind a 100 megabit switch.
No, I eliminated the switch from the equation.
Okay. So you used to know a better internet.
Yeah. No,
Because what you have now
okay.
is worse than Comcast.
Yeah, yes, but no. So I was.
Yes, but no.
I got. So it was computer directly to modem. There was
Modem.
no switch
Right.
in,
Okay.
no
So
switch
you
involved,
had a gigabit link at the time.
and I was getting less upload than I am now on Starlink.
Well, that's not a limitation of you anymore. That's a limitation of the service, and it's probably because they were upgrading or had a little bit of routing issues or something like that. These problems aren't permanent usually when you have stuff like that, and also it depends on what plan you had at the time. They do offer 100 MIPS plans still.
Oh, I am on that, but I was
Okay,
not getting.
well then there's No, I mean, if you're at 100 MIPS, that's 100 MIPS down, Frank. That's not 100 MIPS up. They don't give you the same numbers in two different directions.
Oh, I'm aware
Now,
of that.
okay.
So the big problem with my setup with Comcast is I am the very tail end of the trunk line in town.
It doesn't mean anything anymore. That used to be a level 2 technician's way of getting off the phone, is saying, "Oh, you're at the end of the trunk line." No, don't buy it. Doesn't work like that.
I figured as much, knowing what
No.
little bit I do know, but
Doesn't
it
work
was
like
still,
that, brother.
That's
That's a them not having the correct infrastructure or line quality to your, what we call a POP, your point of presence.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
they haven't done any upgrades in years around here, so.
And you know what? You'll like this, right? So you know about water ingress and coax, right?
Right.
Do you know that every cable modem just about in America has the ability to test for that locally to its own little tiny piece of hardware? Yeah, they send out the signal and say, do an ingress test, and then they get a report back from the device over their network that says, oh yeah, these values aren't correct at all. You've got water ingress for sure.
Yeah,
So that means you've got a line that's been nicked. That's how they found mine. They told my cable modem, and it's mine. Like, it's not theirs. Like, I own my cable modem, and I always have. I don't rent a cable modem.
right.
But they're still able, under DOCSIS 3, to send a command out that says, do an ingress test and tell us the results. And that's how they found out that I had a nicked line. They came out and dropped me a new line, and everything's been wonderful after that.
Yeah, and when
Yep.
I got so the Starlink was sent off the wish list, and when I got it and I got it all set up, and I was getting much faster just through my switch at that point, because I put everything back through the switch. I was getting much faster than I was directly to Comcast. I was like, oh yeah, well, this works much better.
How much is the Starlink, if you don't mind me asking?
$2.
Okay, I'm
But-
paying $40 a month.
But okay, so I have the home, but I also have the Roam Mini for when I go out camping and traveling. So it's
I mean,
two
I
different,
have a
two different
I just
services
have
for the price of one.
I have the hotspot feature on my cell phone, and I don't know how far you go off grid all that often, but I don't.
Oh,
I can't see justifying the latency and the price for what you're trying to do right now, and especially the throughput. You've got three things working against you here.
I go very far off grid when I go off grid.
Okay, well, that's
Like
that's
it
the thing.
takes search and rescue to come
So
get me if I get in trouble.
so does your whole home and everybody just not have internet when you leave? You just take it with you?
No, so the rest of the house is still on Comcast, and they're absolutely happy with it.
You have a second internet connection at your house?
Yeah. So technically, the second one is the Starlink, and
you're using your Starlink right now?
it is exclusive to my studio. It is exclusive to the
Don't.
Studio Shack and radio setup. Nothing
Frank.
Nothing else in house uses it.
Frank, plug into that Comcast line, dude.
Oh, as I said, last time I
You
plugged
have-
in direct, I was
You have
getting
a
less than I
physical
am now.
connection to the internet with no orbiting satellites involved.
Yeah, but I want that good internet, Siggy.
There
orbiting
ain't no good internet with Starlink, dude. I think your view of Starlink is terribly backwards.
Well, when I'm getting double the speed on Starlink than I was on Comcast for upload.
That ain't saying much at 100 MIPS, dude.
Yeah. Okay. So I have to get rid of the switch or upgrade it. That point aside,
No, switch and plug into that hard physical line to the internet. Get rid of the satellites, man. You don't need to go out of this earth through like multi-gigahertz encoding and hope that you come back down within time. You're adding at least 50 to 80 milliseconds of input delay to your network traffic just by using the Starlink.
So on Comcast, directly hardwired, I was
Uh-huh.
barely getting 12 megs.
That's all. No, that's all you can do over your 100 MIPS
This
bottleneck switch.
This was not.
And
this-
it's not megs, it's MIPS.
This
Everything's measured in MIPS. Okay.
this was not with the switch in line. This was excluding the switch. No switch in line.
Well,
I
it
was
sounds
barely
like it
getting
was
12.
okay. It sounds like it was the 100. It sounds like it's the 100 MIPS plan. You know, it's probably like 100 down and 12 up. So that's pretty standard for them.
Ziggy, you don't want to know what I'm paying for Comcast compared to Starlink. Comcast, yeah, for the TV, because we have what they call the triple play. It's TV. And
See, I don't have phone or internet, or I don't have phone or TV. I just strictly out here. It's just internet.
We have both of those with the internet, and we went with the highest plan possible on the internet.
Oh.
And I was still only getting that 12 up.
Yeah. So you've got the magic word is when you call in for support, you say, "I have water ingress in my coax," and they go, "Well, we have to send somebody out."
Yeah, that might be a thing. And this ADHD Life, that modem is 6 years old now because we got it replaced.
It's still a DOCSIS 3 modem. We've had DOCSIS.
Trying to
10 years at least.
This ADHD Life wanted to know how old it was, probably to eliminate, is it too old and not providing the speeds capable? But yeah, no, it's a new enough modem.
I put money, I was about to say, I put money on that you're paying to rent your modem. Yeah. So you have the latest and greatest modem.
Yeah.
So. But you have one of the slowest speeds is what it sounds like. And also, you don't need download speed for what you're doing. Your upload speed.
Yeah, and when
you're just not going to get that with the basic, whatever the plan is. I would be curious to find out what your plan is what you're actually paying for. If it's the 100 or if it's the 400 or if it's the gig or higher. And if it's anything higher than the 100 MIPS plan, then there's a physical problem, and they're just getting whatever you're paying them every month, and they're not having to come fix the issue.
Well,
it sounds like you have a line quality issue. So,
give me just a second. I can bring it up, and
the super secret cheat code is I have water ingress, and then they sit there and go, well, I can't fix that over the phone, and they have to send somebody out with the nice tools that come and measure your line quality, and they go, well, it's pretty bad. It's supposed to be getting a gig.
So
only getting 12 MIPS.
You won't see this in video, but you'll be able to see it on the live stream itself.
I don't see anything, Frank. I'm here with you in spirit and in voice. I actually connected my Razer headset to my my S21 Ultra here because I'm actually installing another mini split, or replacing a mini split here at my house. So I've got to be outside like a good boy with my tools in my hand, waving at the wife every once in a while.
Oh, fun. And WizNation, I will answer that in just a second. So my internet is the Gigabit Plus internet plan. Download, go away live chat. I love it. I didn't even click on it and it does things. Download speeds up to 13 megabits per second, and that download, and then upload
No, hold on. No. Let's get our megabits and megabytes correct. Is that a capital B or a lowercase b?
Lowercase, so megabits. That's what I said.
Megabits.
Yeah, that's what I said. Megabits.
So how many?
And
no, you said megabytes. How many? 13 is the upload?
Yeah, 1300. So 1.3 gigs.
1300 megabits, and that was the download or the upload?
That was the download. Upload is 35.
Okay. Okay. So check it out, right? There's the hook. And that's not a bad upload, but it is at the upper limit, and you are at the upper limit. What's your upload, or what's your network percentage right now at 720? Wasn't it still like bouncing at 100%?
Yeah,
Let's see it, or I can't see it. But
I'm still bouncing at 100%. Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So step one. get between a gigabit switch and your router.
Or just
That 100
eliminate the switch.
No. Here's the cheap way. Get you that $20 5-port gigabit switch and put it on top of your 16-port whatever it is, and go from router into your little 5-port, and then the 5-port to Frank, and then from the 5-port do a jumper back into that 16-port 100 MIPS switch, and have a nice day.
Okay.
That way you have 100, or that way you have a gigabit link to your Starlink, and you should probably have a bit more priority versus all those other devices. I mean, technically not, but technically yes. That's splitting hairs.
All right.
But yeah, dude, it's 2026. There's no reason why you should be at 100 MIPS network link. No reason. That's a fail.
I looked at it, as I've said before here. It's working. You know, it's fine.
It's not, though. It's not fine. You keep saying that. It's not.
All right.
It's not fine. None of this is fine.
So, WizNation asked, do you have any advice on how to pass the tech license? They're having a hard time with it. Easy and simple. Just study and memorize the materials that you can. For me, and I know Ziggy's going to have a hot take on this one, I'm sure, if he wants to answer. Getting the license is the step to learning. So just memorize everything, get the license, and then start the learning. You're using ham radio prep and keep getting 21 on the practice test.
Right. So I see this all the time. People get this material and they study all the things except for what they need. Now, here's the problem, that there's a lot of pride involved. And the problem with learning radio and RF is that if you're locked into thinking that you're going to earn this the cold-blooded American way, you're not. Because who has the time to become an expert RF engineer when they're just trying to get on 2 meters and understand what the hell a repeater is?
Exactly.
It doesn't work that way. Our testing system, in my opinion, is absolutely backwards. I think you should be able to buy a call sign and play on a small portion of 2 meters and 70 centimeters and get the bug that shoots you off into the direction. It's almost like we have a pay barrier for being a ham radio operator. But I'm going to tell you that the question pools are public. And what I did was I looked at all the questions, and there's a website, forget what it is, but you can eliminate all the wrong answers and just look at the questions and the answers. Highlight some words that your brain can make a connection to, and just regurgitate. Go take your test. You have the rest of your life to become a proper ham radio operator that knows his stuff.
Exactly.
But you're not going to be a ham radio operator without a license. So
they are using ham radio.
You need to just kind of regurgitate.
They are using ham radio prep, and they keep getting 21 on the practice test.
I don't know why. You shouldn't be taking practice tests. You shouldn't have ham radio prep or anything else that's taking money from you every month. The question pool is free, and you just need to sit your butt down with the question pool and a pen and paper and a highlighter, and just look at it. I looked at every single level twice. I went through all the questions only twice, and I went the next couple of days and passed my ticket. And you know what? I still didn't know anything about ham radio, and that's not the purpose of this. This is some kind of barrier to entry, and I hate it about ham radio. Our licensing is garbage how it works here. You can't be an expert and then start at the beginning. You have to be at the beginning to then become an expert. So, yeah, get the question pool. It's free. It doesn't cost money. It's not behind any kind of paywall.
You can go
sort it by correct answers only and look at the questions. Make the link in your head. Go smash that test out. I think you have to make like a Florida 60 or something to pass it. 68 maybe. And get your ticket and go get on the air and learn attitude, learn etiquette, learn where you can and can't transmit, learn from other hams, go participate with other hams because you got a call sign now. That's how it's supposed to work.
So one thing I will leave you with: you do have your GMRS license. That's good. Uh, I would say find a local club. Don't join it necessarily, but find a local club and find the youngest person there. They are more than likely.
That's also going to be the most patient person, typically.
That's exactly what I was going to go for. They are more than likely going to be the most understanding, the most open, the most communicative person out there in that club. And probably very recently has, within the last decade, has gone through the testing that you're trying to get through now compared to the older generation of hams that, they had to walk uphill both ways in the snow to the FCC office to take their license.
With their CW key in their pocket.
Right. You don't want to find one of those guys. You want to find one of the newer, younger hams that...
Later you'll want to find one of those guys, but not now.
Potentially, yes. So that would be my advice. Go to the club that is local to you. Find the person that is close enough in age range that seems young, and talk to them.
Another problem too, I want to tell everybody who gives a damn, which is this one gentleman in particular. Stop taking practice tests, man. Why are you like rapid firing into a document that you don't know the answers to? You're just kind of picking the best answers, and you don't even know really what it's talking about per se. You're just wasting your time. Don't take practice tests on something you don't know. You need to see the answer, and you need to see the question, and you need to go regurgitate that and get your license and get on the air.
Now, I will say this. Ham radio prep is okay. Ziggy has his opinions, of course, and he's welcome to them. Ham radio prep is okay. Go look up, let me see if I can bring it up. QRZ website.
I just don't know why you have to pay. Why do you have to pay when the question pool is public information? I don't get it.
So, the QRZ website has a free version of all the testing, and I'm going to drop it here in chat for you. That is a free version. Ham radio prep is okay, don't get me wrong. But that is a free version where you can study specific subcategories. So if it tells you, like on the technician test, that you're getting part T7A wrong a lot, you can go to part T7A and just study that one section. And so that's honestly... But for me, I didn't use ham radio prep or any of the other stuff. I used the QRZ stuff, and I just practice test, and memorized the questions. And if I was stuck on a section, I would go look at that section, and I would work out, in my brain. One of my tripping points for the general test was 17 meters is 18 megahertz. So I made that mental link in my brain, 17 equals 18. And
yeah, and that's where a highlighter comes in. You highlight certain parts of the question, and you highlight certain parts of the answer, and you make a little link in your brain,
exactly.
And you move on to the next question, because you got 400 questions to get through there.
So
and then once you get,
what I would do.
General and extra, you got 700 questions you got to do. So again, nobody starts out, very rarely, okay? I've heard this happen once or twice, where they've gone from tech to extra in one sitting.
Right.
But these aren't normal hams, okay? These are people that have RF engineering that's like, oh, I guess I better do this.
I would disagree.
So
there have been some under 18 people that have done 0 to hero, as it's called, and all they did was study all 3 tests and memorized every single question possible in all 3 tests.
That's not what I'm talking about. That's exactly what I was talking about, what you need to do. That's not what I was talking about. What I was talking about is people that have a background in RF and electrical engineering and so on.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they'll go.
That we're talking about two different kinds of people. You're talking about the people that are able to digest up to 2,000 questions and answers and regurgitate them the next day. That's a totally different thing, which I'm all for, because I need you to get on the air. Okay, you're not going to be a perfect ham radio operator the first couple of months or even couple of years that you're on the air. You're going to get to there.
Exactly.
You're going to have mic fright. You're not going to understand, that you need to choke your antenna at the feed point,
and
you're not going to understand all kinds of things. Okay, but this is the journey, and the barrier is a 400 question test where the questions are public information.
And Hollywood has a good point here, but I do believe so Hollywood said, I believe the question pool also just changed. Make sure he's studying the correct pool. Hollywood, as far as I know, I'd have to verify this with James or Andy later on, everybody gets the question pool ahead of the change. So the current question pool out there is the new question pool.
And they keep it all hosted, yeah.
Yeah, they keep up with it.
I have something I'm proud of, Frank. You ready for this one?
Yeah.
On my tech ticket, what was it? There were 2 questions that I got wrong on my tech ticket. Only 2.
Okay.
And I argued with the test administrators of the St. Augustine Club.
Right.
And they actually pulled me outside. Like, I thought we were about to throw down. I thought I was in I thought I was in danger. I was like, what's going on? And these old Elmers, they're like, look, kid, you passed, okay? And I said, that's not the point, damn it. This is incorrect. And from somebody that's not a ham, I can tell you and prove it to you that it's incorrect information. And they're like, well, you might be right, but the bottom line is that you passed the test. And I said, oh, no. We're gonna escalate this one.
No.
When I got my call sign, yeah, I got 2 questions thrown out of the test pool that year.
There you go.
2. Yep. I have 2 questions that I actually, myself, Ziggy, got thrown out of the tech ticket test pool that year. Because they're incorrect. They're wrong information. I'm not gonna stand by and allow that to happen.
Right.
So yeah, it actually went above me, and I found out like a month or something later. They're like, yeah, they removed those questions, man.
Oh man.
they're not in the test pool anymore. So
Wiz Nation says they are in the current question pool, so that's good. And so Wiz, hopefully that helped you. Thursday nights and Friday. This is a rare daytime stream for me because I was trying to test a bunch of problems I was having personally with my streaming stuff. So this is a rare time. Tonight, I don't know what time zone you're in, but I will give all the time zones here. Tonight, in just a few hours, 5 p.m.
Just roll
Pacific.
a 4-sided dice.
No. 5 p.m. Pacific, 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Ham Radio Crash Course. I will drop the link. That is Josh's channel. He is one of the biggest YouTubers, and he has what is
affiliate
called
links.
Right, affiliate links
What?
included.
Yeah.
He has something called the After Chat, where you can come in if you have Discord. You can come in on voice side on Discord.
And this is nice and everything, Frank, but I'm going to interrupt you.
Yes.
What you need to do is you need to get into a quiet little space, and you need to go look at all the questions and all the answers and not the other multiple choice ones. And you need to just have some nice music in the background and run through them and go get your tech ticket. Listen to Josh and doing a little hangout after chat's not going to learn you anything.
But you can ask specific questions.
Yeah, and he'll only get
you.
one question through an hour-and-a-half stream, where he could probably run through all 400 questions twice during that time.
Depends upon the night, but yeah. Okay, learning disability, got it, understood. A lot of us have a learning disability to one degree or another. Wiz, trust me, I am horrible with math, and that is because of other things. So I absolutely get it. Feel free to, I don't know if you're on Discord or not, but if you are, there's a handful of good Discords. I have them linked down in the description of the
You will
live
easily
stream.
find me on any of the Discords.
Yeah, there's a whole
I am
bunch of
Ziggy.
us that are knowledgeable. We can answer questions. We can help you with stuff. So if you're on Discord, join the Discords. Come have fun. You might, no, not you might. You will learn something, and you will be able to get that test passed, no problem whatsoever. You just have to find the right people to talk to, like us. Real quick, William
And you're
Andrews.
gonna learn a lot more once you get your ticket.
Real quick, William Andrews, K1Z, again with the 199 super chat. Oh, thank you. And there we go. I hit the like button on it. Let's see here. So Hollywood says, do you have some specific questions that are giving you trouble? I'm happy to help explain them. And he knows Frank will also. Absolutely. Okay, so you set a date even. That is fantastic. July 23rd is your testing. That is good. And as Hollywood just asked, any specific questions you have that you're having trouble with? Maybe we can help you. I was planning to wrap things up here, but we can stick around a little longer and we can help you. I do have to do one thing real quick, so I am going to disappear from screen for a minute. Okay, I'm back. Okay, so Wiz, by the way, hi Jason. Wiz, the math part of the test is a big thing. I will tell you right now, up front and personal, and yeah, Ziggy's still there. Um, Math in those tests is like 1% of the whole thing. You don't have to worry about the math side of things too much. Ziggy, what do you got to say about it? Uh-oh, did we lose Ziggy? We might have lost Ziggy. So, you just need someone to go through them with me and maybe read the questions to me and I answer them. So that is where, you know how I just said a few minutes ago,
Can you hear me now, Frank?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay, so when my phone screen's off, it mutes my microphone. I'm sorry about that. What was the question? What do you want me to...
He says the math part of the test is a big thing for him, so not great at math like me from the sounds of it.
Let me tell you something. With a manual tuner, you don't need a calculator, okay? You don't need to get into the nitty-gritty. Now, there's some basic formulas that we use for, trimming an antenna and getting close, right? Including velocity factors and things like that. But I used to teach math for like AC electricians, and I would tell a lot of these kids that just weren't getting it, I'm like, okay, so we're either going to multiply or divide these two numbers. Go ahead and do both operations, and you tell me which one looks correct. Right?
Okay.
We don't have very many like doors to open here. Just go ahead and do them both, right? You're either going to multiply or divide these two numbers. That's what I always used to laugh about with math. I'm like, they're giving you 2/3 of the answer.
Exactly.
Right?
So Wiz, as I was saying, once Ziggy popped back up here, That is what I was leaning towards earlier with go to a local club. Find your local club. Find the person that seems the youngest that is obviously licensed. You can obviously tell they're a ham. Go to that club, talk to them, introduce yourself, talk about, and even, say you go to a club meeting and at the end of the club meeting or whenever they do it, they ask, is there anybody here with any questions? At that point, you go, yeah, I got a question. I have my GMRS license. I am studying to become a ham, but I'm having difficulty because of, and fill in whatever the difficulty is. In your case, it sounds like math, which was a big one for me as well. I'm having difficulty with math. Can someone sit down with me and go over stuff with me? And then you set up a date and time, or dates and times, where you sit with, and as I said earlier, go for one of the younger people in that club. Because the older guys, and no offense to any older hams in chat, but the older guys will eventually get fed up and frustrated and go, well, back in my day, we couldn't even do this way, so you should be lucky. You don't want that negative Nancy type of guy. You do not want that kind of guy. You want the one that's newer and understanding. Yes, Siggy.
Yeah, we also need to recognize that there are a lot of ham clubs that are actually just old friends groups, right?
Yeah, that is true.
They're not right. They're not really like pushing the wonderful aspect of what we're trying to get at. They're just kind of going through the motions. Here's how much money the club has. Here's the notes. Here's the bureaucracy. Here's our next event. And here's a speaker. He's going to talk about this. And then the whole thing closes and everybody runs home because the coffee's, all empty.
So
you're gonna learn way more sitting at your computer from Google with like one or two like hams in your contacts on your phone that you can call than you are going to be waiting an entire week for an hour meeting at a local volunteer fire department. Okay.
Or church.
The ham club, right. The ham club, some counties, especially me, I'm not going to learn anything. I'm not going to gain anything other than, camaraderie from being there.
Now,
there's way too much to learn otherwise.
Hollywood has some good advice here for you, Wiz, and pay attention to this. Best advice is to just memorize the correct answers and not worry about any math for the technician test. Because
absolutely not. No math involved.
As I said earlier, it's maybe 1% of the whole test, and if you see any of the math questions, you could probably random guess them and still pass.
But here's the thing, right? Is that the question pool is set. It's 400 questions. Let's see. I remember the last one I took was my extra, which was 700 some questions. I ran through all 700 twice. And it took me about an hour.
Right.
And I went and took my test, yeah. Now, do I feel great about that? No. But I had a big issue with transmitting out of band. And it was limiting me because I needed those lower frequencies for all the harmonics because I used to be a big Infed Halfwave fan until I learned the truth. So you're not going to get to the level of hamdom that you want to be trying to be an expert ham before you even have a license. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
Just get the correct answers, get the questions, run through it twice, go get your ticket, man. And then once you get your ticket, we'll get you going from there.
And I will leave you with this. And yes, we have fireballed a lot of information at you. And if you have any questions, feel free to fireball right back.
Big hobby.
Yeah. If you are on Discord, if you are on Discord, I'm going to drop a link here. This is, once it comes up here, there we go. This Ham Radio Wilderness, that is my Discord. Of course, I hit there we go. That is my Discord right there. If you're on Discord, join it. Reach out to me privately, and you and I can talk. Just privately, and I can. Okay. Oh, cool. You're in there. Okay. So send me a message, and we can work out. You don't have to reveal everything, but we can work out where you're at generically. You can give me county and state or city and state, and then we can look at the clubs around you, and based on their social media interaction, I can be like, well, this looks like a good club you could try to talk to people at, or avoid this club because they look like a bunch of old farts. So, yeah, feel free to send me a Discord message. Oh, Texas. Okay. Dallas, Austin, somewhere else? Because there are a bunch of hamtubers in Texas who would love to help you out. I'm sure of that, and a lot of them are in my Discord. So yeah, feel free to send me a message. You don't have to do anything in chat. Just send me a message. That way things Waco. Okay. Let's see. Are you there we go. Okay. Let's see. I have to hit a button there. There we go. I'm trying to think of who else I can. We'll start with Paul. All right, so I just tagged you and one of the Texans in order to get the ball rolling there. Okay, the Hot Club. That's an interesting name. Houston. Yeah, okay. And you're doing your testing there on July 23rd. Fantastic. So that club may be great. It may not be a great fit for you. It may be a great fit for you. We don't fully know yet, right? Once we have that information, we can help you find the right club members, or a whole new club even, that would be willing to help you out. So I just tagged the both of you. So Paul, he's also a ham tuber. Prep ham Paul Ziggy. And Ziggy must have closed his phone again. So yeah, Paul will be able to help you with that. So
I'm here, buddy.
Okay. So there you go. And any questions you have?
I just took the mini split off the wall in the kitchen.
Oh, fun. Any questions at all, feel free to ask them in the Discord, in that channel. General is a general channel gathering, so any questions you have, ask there, and someone will be able to help you. It's a quiet Discord,
and if you're not afraid to have your heart broken immediately, just go ahead and DM me. I'm Ziggy. You'll find me on all the Discords.
Ziggy, are you even in my Discord? You're not.
I'm not.
You're not.
Okay, give me a second.
We'll fix that. Yeah. Let's see. I don't have a way to send you a link in Discord right now, Ziggy, for the Discord link, but I can. Let's see. Can I do this way maybe? Yeah, I can maybe copy part of this. There we go. And then paste that. Yep.
You're sending it to me in a DM?
Yep.
All right.
And Ziggy is...
I think I went through... You got to understand, I'm in...
Oh, My internet didn't just drop, but oh, Ziggy just dropped. Okay, because Video Ninja just dropped him. So, Wiz, welcome, and as I said, any questions you have, feel free to ask them. And yeah, we're there. We are there to help hams. And Ziggy's back. Maybe. Maybe not. Because I don't see him in. Oh, there he. Maybe. Ziggy, are you back? I think his cellular network went bye-bye. So, all right. So I have now gone just over 2.5 hours. I've had no buffering in 2 hours now. Chat, I think we got it. I think we got it. And we were able to help someone too. Is Ziggy back now? Let's see. Is Ziggy back? I see him in the back channel, but okay. Yeah, Ziggy got the dump button on the Eventide 7-second delay. No, he must be having cellular issues, Hollywood, because it's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. You know, I would like to, Hollywood, but I'm running on Steam now, and I'm thinking about a cat nap between now and Josh in 2 hours here. So, yeah, Ziggy, your cell service into the back room just dropped. No matter, I don't know what happened there. You were mid sentence and just poof, disappeared. But yes, I sent you my Discord in our Discord DMs. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of ham radio Discords going on there. And, you know, I love it. Yes, it's a little delayed right now, but that's because I'm running a bit more on the Mac at this point. So you see a little bit of a delay there. But, yeah, I've had no stream health warnings since 12:30 my time. That is fantastic. I think we fixed it, chat. I think we fixed it. So I'm just going to switch back over here to the main thing. Yeah, that's true, Hollywood, but I need to eat something because I haven't eaten since 12 hours ago, actually. So, yeah, it's been a bit. So maybe I'll eat and then do something around the house for a half hour and then do a power nap or something. But yeah, I'm gonna work on getting the hardwire. Actually, instead of trying to move that one cable to stretch, I'm just going to cut myself, because I have the tools and I have the ability to do so. I'm just going to cut myself a new run of Cat 6 and be done with it. Just cut myself a new run and just be done with it. And then we'll see how that goes. I won't be streaming until Thursday, so Ziggy, you'll want to come back Thursday. I know it's going to be late your time, but around 10 p.m. Eastern Thursday. You know, just watch my notifications for Frank's Something Else, or Friday at 8 Eastern, and see how much better things are. Or does Frank screw things up worse? I hope not. Oh, it's not a new router. I have the latest and greatest for Starlink at this point that's been released. So, there you go. And Wiz, as I said, ask any questions you want, and you will get an answer out of someone in the Discord. And most of us are all hams. Some of us are just there for fun. But I'm a ham, Ziggy's a ham, there's a handful of hams, and I'm sure Paul will respond as soon as he sees that tag. So, awesome. All right, let's see. 2 hours, 41 minutes, and 6 seconds. Yeah, close enough. If you're around for Ham Radio Crash Course tonight for the after chat, I'll be there and well during the live stream and in the after chat. So come on by and say hi. Until next time, 73 and put on, y'all.